Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be going over Fortnite's new dead zone settings in depth, what you need to know, and what I've changed mine to as well. I wasn't going to make this video because I thought it'd be pretty self-explanatory, but I've been asked by a lot of people to make it, and I checked out other dead zone videos in the community, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, like some of it's really bad. So I'm just going to give you guys a better understanding of what dead zones actually are. And if you guys could drop a like and subscribe if you're new, that'd be much appreciated. I'm going to grind out a whole heap of quality videos over the next couple of months. And if you want to catch my live streams, hit that notification bell because I stream every second day on YouTube. So I'm just going to set up my hand cam, jump into creative, and explain to you guys Fortnite's new dead zone settings. Alright, before I can talk about dead zones, let's actually understand what the word dead zone means. When something's dead, it's not moving. In other words, complete or absolute. Zone meaning an area with a particular purpose. So a dead zone is basically a place in which nothing happens, or in our case, the area in which the analog stick will have no effect upon moving. When you go into settings, it gives you the option to choose your dead zone to the third decimal place. What does this number mean? People have said in videos that it's got to do with your sensitivity. It's a measurement of length as in millimeters, or it's a measurement of time as in milliseconds. But in fact, it's none of that. With a little bit of research and some mindful thinking, I've worked out that if anything, it's a percentage, whereas the first decimal place being the percentage. So 0.10 is 10%, 0.25 is 25%, and 0.50 is 50%. 50% of the entire area in which is dead, so no movement. Which means no matter where you move the center of the analog stick in that area, the game will register it as not moving, therefore it being called a dead zone. To explain this further, analog sticks sit at a straight 90-degree angle facing upwards, right? Not quite. Maybe if you bought the controller and it's fresh out the box, it may be completely straight because it's had no use, no wear and tear. But after a few weeks, months and years, your analog stick eventually loses the solid straight 90-degree angle, and although it seems to sit straight, it may be 1 to 2 degrees off. But what does that matter? That's where dead zones come in. Having a dead zone means for that small 1 to 2 degree wear and tear that analog sticks get, it won't affect gameplay, as in your aim won't start drifting off to the side, and your character won't start jogging in a certain direction when you're not touching the sticks. Basically, your analog stick moves from 90 degrees to about 70 degrees in a right rotation. But because your analog sticks are sitting on a half sphere, that's an even 30 degrees in every angle. If I set my dead zone to the maximum setting of 0.95, this would mean that 95% of 30 degrees, or 28.5 degrees of my movement would be completely gone, which means only when the analog stick is at the very edge of its area would it allow me to move. Or the other way around, if I set my dead zone to the minimum of 0.05, this means I have a 5% dead zone. 5% of 30 degrees is a 1.5 degree dead zone. Now I recommend going no lower than 0.08 for your dead zone, because even though you might have a pretty new controller, resting your thumbs on the sticks also may trigger the analog stick sensors and make your aim drift a little bit. See, if I drop my dead zone to the lowest setting, my aim is going to go all over the place and I'm not even touching the right analog stick. Now the dead zones I personally run are 0.1 and 0.1. This 100% comes down to preference. But in saying that, the lower your dead zones, the quicker the response time in which your analog sticks will move. I've seen some players raise their dead zones and some lower them, but I recommend keeping them as low as possible, allowing for you to get more responsive and precise tracking when aiming at enemies. Obviously control freaks help, and I'll be doing a video on them soon, but if you think it's too hard to aim with lower dead zones, lower your ADS sensitivity. Trust me, your AR aim will become godly with low dead zones and low ADS. By the way, when I'm talking dead zones, I'm referring to the right stick, because the left stick isn't important, it's just for player movement. It doesn't matter too much, if you stay between 0.1 and 0.2, you should be good. So find out what dead zones work for you. So hopefully that covers everything, and hopefully you guys understand dead zones a bit more now that I've gone in depth. If you want to see more, you already know what to do. Anyway, here are some creative clips. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Those eyes can't deny my feelings for your being, they run deep inside, and we both know a hunger for some lust is all this appetized. No ties is how it's advertised. I say we love these moments, but that's half a lie. Damn, you're trying to figure me out, and in your eyes I see the pain and fear. fear that turns into doubt. Yeah, you find peace inside your mind as we lay here on this couch. And that's even though you know this moment may not last past now.